Everyone, I'm Noreen and welcome to my kitchen, and today, by popular demand, we are making the caramel ring that I made in the video where I tested my Bosch mixer for the first time. This is so easy to make and so delicious. It's going to come out for you every single time, and the best part is it uses my perfect sandwich loaf recipe, and I made a double batch which makes 3 different rings, and I'm going to be sharing the other 2 with you in another video. So let's go see how we make this amazing and delicious caramel pecan ring. Go over the ingredients real quick. This is basically the filling part of the caramel roll. You're going to start with a dough ball of my perfect sandwich loaf. Now, I make that in a double batch, and then I divide it into 24-ounce pieces. Okay, so each of these dough balls is 24 ounces, so it's 1.5 pounds. So you're going to need a 1.5 pound loaf or dough ball of the perfect sandwich loaf, or whatever is your preferred, bread recipe. The filling is going to be 1 cup of brown sugar, 1/4 cup of butter softened, 1 cup of chopped pecans, and I'm going to use 1/4 cup of clear gel or ultimate gel, which is what I have. This is a modified food starch. It is gluten-free. It is made from corn, and this is going to help tighten everything up and keep it thick inside so it doesn't totally leak out of my caramel ring. Now, if you don't have this or you can't find this, you can just use flour. However, be warned, it is going to probably leak a little bit because this stuff really does tighten it up nicely. And I'm going to use a little bit of my Tirani caramel sauce just to give this a more caramelly flavor and texture, and to get the sugars so they won't crystallize. What we're going to do is I'm going to set the nuts aside because those are going to come last. Brown sugar in the bowl, our butter in the bowl, I'm going to use a little bit of this caramel sauce, about 1 tablespoon or so. This is just going to help it from crystallizing. Okay, I've rolled out my 1.5 pound piece of dough, and really this board is 15 by 18 inches, so almost that. You don't have to be so precise, just get it in there. So we're going to get all of our schmear in here and just kind of pat it out. You don't want it too thick in one place and not thick enough in another. And if any of you saw my video where I showed the power of the Bosch mixer the first time I used it, and I put it to that dough test, seriously, I made that caramel roll just as, to use up some of my dough, and so many of you asked to see how I made it. That is why we're making it today. So then you're going to take your nuts and just put them in there. Now, notice that I have not gone all the way to the edge. We have a perimeter here so that the dough will have something to stick to, which is itself. Now, take your dough, and just as if you were making cinnamon rolls, you're going to roll this up. But what I want you to do is I want you to stretch it, and pull it over itself. Pull it.
Stretch it.
Stretch it and pull it, yes. So you get a nice tight roll. If you don't do this part, it's going to be way too loose. That's just from the board. Okay? Now, you see, this dough is sticking to itself, and that's exactly what we want, but you want that seam on the bottom, okay? Now, you can give it a little bit of a stretch, and pinch it into itself at this end. I have a pan ready that has a piece of parchment paper on it. And now you're gonna, this is the scariest part, is just the transfer. And that wasn't that hard at all. And it's gonna wanna stick to the parchment, but just show it who's in charge, okay? Alright. Now what you're gonna do is you're going to take your kitchen scissors or your chicken scissors, depending on what you call it.
Wire cutters.
They're not wire cutters. You're going to cut around just about every 1.5 or 2 inches in here, okay? Don't be afraid. Don't cut all the way through to the center, otherwise this wasn't going to work. About 2/3 of the way. I'm probably going to get 2 more cuts. And they don't have to be perfect, they just have to be. That's it. Now I'm going to take this, pull it out a little, and twist it and press it. And you see how it kind of lays on itself as you twist it. Just give it a little press. It's all going to be fine. I know that some of you out there are looking at this and going, oh my God, I could never do that. Yes, you can. And then just, there you go. How easy was that? Really easy. Now, you're going to let this sit for about 20 minutes. I'm going to put a parchment over the top of it. You're going to let it sit for 20 minutes, and then we're going to be back. I'm preheating my oven right now to 350 degrees. And then we're going to pop this in the oven, and I'll bring you back when it's time to do that. All right, our caramel ring is ready to come out of the oven. Look at that. It baked out a little bit, but not as much as it would have. So the secret is the flour or the clear gel. All right, the only other thing we're going to do with this caramel ring is I'm going to go ahead and brush it with some melted butter. This is just going to help keep this top crust nice and soft. And it's going to make it taste even more delicious than it already is. Let this cool completely before cutting into it, and we'll be back when it's time to have a piece of this delicious caramel ring. We're going to go ahead and cut into this so you can see how delicious it is. Look at that. So beautiful. I'm going to put it on this plate. Honey, you don't want to try that, do you?
I have to.
Okay. You know, do it for science. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
So good.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The inclusion of the clear gel, pardon my full mouth, makes a huge difference in the consistency and the texture. And it's going to keep it nice and soft. So pretty. Look at that. It's so good. So simple. And amazing, something that you can make from your everyday bread dough recipe. So, there you have it. Delicious caramel pecan roll that you can make using your bread dough recipe from ingredients that you probably already have in your pantry. I hope you try it. I hope you love it. Until next time, happy holidays! Thank you for joining me in my kitchen today. I hope you liked what you watched today, and I hope that you try it, and I hope that you love it. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting the thumbs up button and giving me a positive rating. And also, make sure that you hit the subscribe button if you're already not a subscriber so that you don't miss out on any of the fun we have here in our kitchen every single day. I hope that you enjoyed it. I'm really glad that you're here. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to come by tomorrow. Until next time, happy eating!